This past week, we talked about the way that the farmers of Scottsbluff County, not just the farmers of Scottsbluff County, but farmers everywhere, gardeners everywhere, act in faith, right? So what does it look like for us to act in faith? If I'm someone who is hoping to have a crop in the fall, what I'm going to do in the spring is I'm going to plant seeds. And then, as much as I'm able to, I'm going to make sure that those seeds have water on them. I'm going to do things like pulling weeds, maybe spraying for weeds. Like there are certain things that I'm going to do, trusting that when fall comes, when harvest comes, I'm going to have a crop. Like, so I'm going to act, right? There are so many things that when it comes to farming and gardening that we have zero control over, but we are going to act as though there will be a harvest. We are going to function as though there will be a crop. Like regardless of what happens, regardless of how much rain or how little rain we get, regardless of the temperature, like we're going to function as though there is a crop. We're going to act, demonstrate as though it's true. In Galatians 3, 6, and 7, Paul is talking about Abraham. In the same way, Abraham believed God, and God counted him as righteous because of his faith. The real children of Abraham, then, are those who put their faith in God. So Abraham believed God. God said that the nations would be blessed through you. And then he acted in accordance with that belief. He did certain things as though that promise, that statement from God would be true. Like he acted like it was going to be true. I said this on Sunday. My little phrase for that used to be "fake it till you make it," and then a friend of mine said, "Well, actually, it should be obedience before blessing." Like Abraham didn't know when that was going to be fulfilled. We don't know what our crop is going to look like. We don't know what our garden is going to look like. But we're going to function in ways as though it is true. And for us, when we think about like, what does it look like for us to live by faith? We are trusting God. We are believing God. When God says something about a reality of who we are, of who he's making us to be, we are going to function as though that's true. So if my affirmation and approval comes from God alone, and it should, if my affirmation and approval comes from God alone, when I feel myself needing the affirmation and approval of other people, I need to stop, I need to repent of that, and then I need to trust God. I need to believe God that my affirmation and approval comes from him, that I am counted as righteous in his sight because of my faith, because I'm functioning in that way, because of my obedience. And then I'm just going to, like in theory, not perfectly, that's why this is about grace. I'm going to function, I'm going to act as though that were true. When God sees me as righteous, I'm going to function as though that's true. So I'm going to live righteously by faith. I'm going to do the right things because God sees me as righteous. And I'm going to act in faith that I am indeed righteous. I'm not going to act unrighteously. I'm going to act righteously. And as we've been going through this over the past few weeks on Sunday mornings, I've been trying to say, like, I know that this creates tension in us. And Paul isn't going to really relieve that tension until the end of the letter. So he's using all of these illustrations and all of these examples to show us what it looks like to believe the promise of God and act in ways that honor and glorify him and act in faith. So what I would love for you to do is to think about an area in your life where you struggle to trust God, and then ask him to help you have the faith that you need to grow in that trust. And what it'll probably look like is obedience before fulfillment. It'll probably look like tending your garden. It'll probably look like watering and weeding and acting and living and trusting as though there is going to be a harvest. Love you, praying with you, praying for you. We'll see you again soon.